What is up, guys, and welcome back to another confront video. Today we'll be looking at the Middle-earth Shadow of War announcement trailer by Warner Brothers. This is the sequel to the Shadow of Mordor game, so let's look at it. Yeah, I'll be doing a quick review on this because, well, it's Middle-earth Shadow of War. It's a Lord of the Rings game coming out. Obviously, I'm gonna record it. If for any of you who don't know, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so any chance that there is a Lord of the Rings game coming out, I immediately throw every little penny I have at it, because even if it's good or not, at least I'll be pumping out more Lord of the Rings content, which is good enough for me, to be honest. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this review and start.
The world of men is ending.
Alright, so I assume this is supposed to be Galadriel, even though a lot of things about her characteristic are wrong. Um, one of the greatest Noldors, a bearer of a ring of power, Lady of Light, yet has brunette hair. I don't want to criticize too much, let's go into this. So, pretty much, beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, whole ordeal, darkness is coming, we get the point. But, let's take the time to appreciate the quality of this trailer. One thing I want to point out is in the prequel, I guess to say to this game, since this is the sequel, Shadow of Mordor, everything in there looks so glossy to me. I didn't like it. I obviously wasn't complaining, but it was super glossy in that first game. But this is starting to look a lot more, refined, rendered, nicer. Just pay attention to the gloss on the lips and all that, and the sparkle in the eye. Very impressive. And real quick, is it just me or do I get a Medusa feel from her? I don't know. You tell me. Let's continue. Okay. Too fast. What is happening here? Alright, so as we are in Mordor, this would obviously be the Morgul Vale, and that would be, of course, Minas Ithil. Whatever. Minas Ithil, which, of course, was constructed and was the home of Isildur. Um, it was, of course, constructed by Isildur to fight back the Great Deceptor, Sauron, during the Second Age. And looks beautiful. Just look at like the attention to detail on the Numenorian structures. Got the nice dome looks. Of course, we got the tower moon here. Nice ray of sun coming in here. Very, lush. A lot of vegetation and all. But real quick, does anybody else get a like Roman feel from this? I'm getting a Roman feel. Just with some of the ways this is built. I don't know. I guess it kind of always been that way, but I don't know. I'm especially feeling it with this one. Considering I was looking back here and this almost looks like an aqueduct right there. See that right there? I don't know. Is it just me? You can tell me. But definitely Minas Ithil. And which of course would later be sieged for I don't know how many years. And then of course would become Minas Morgul. So how badass would that be if we could be some Numenorians defending Minas Ithil, the crown jewel of Isildur and the great Gondorian defense from the great deceiver Sauron. I don't know, that'd be awesome. Let's continue. Alright, so we get a lot in this picture. So obviously we're getting some Roman structure looking stuff here mixed with some, 14th century looking lads. Then we got these nice, look at this armor. Very nice. Very light looking armor too, compared to what we're used to seeing in the movies at least. Wearing obviously very bloated, heavy plated armor. This is a lot thinner. We got some of this obvious second age look here, but of course we are now into the beginning of the third age would be. Sauron has already been destroyed. Barad-dûr has been destroyed, except for the base. Obviously, it could not be destroyed. And but yeah, we got some of that I don't know. You almost call them wings almost. You got the the wings on the side of the helmet. Now we got them on the front here, and we're starting to shape into the more, you know, pointed dome here. We can see this probably like they had this at the beginning, and they kind of shaped up into that little point thing that they have in the movies. I don't know. All looking very nice. All looks very good so far. I'm dogging off a lot for its Roman feel, but then again, in Return of the King, just look at the way the citizens are dressed when it showed the, siege of Minas Tirith. I mean, I shouldn't dog on it that much. I kind of like this feel a little bit better. This more medieval 14th century feel, other than the Roman feel. I don't know. It's a good mix. Let's continue. Okay. Whoa. So let's see here. This is an obvious ring of power. I'm not sure if I don't think it's the ring of power. I don't know why it'd be being reforged, but I think at the very end of the last game they're talking about forging a new ring. So this might be a new ring of power, which wouldn't make sense when it came to actual lore. Or I mean, they could throw it in there, but they would have to destroy it somehow. So that might give some hint to storyline in the upcoming gameplay. All right, and we got the first black man in, I think, all of Lord of the Rings. Personally, this is getting a lot of attention for no reason, really. It's not a big deal. Unless it has something to do with, like, anything canon, like, I don't know, the line of a sealed door, or, you know, anything like that, then I got a little bit of a problem, but, because obviously there's no such way. But, I mean, this is fun. And then, I'm not sure if these are, like, royal guards, or what are these? I mean, because obviously everybody else has, like, this sort of iron, gold lined plate, and this is an obvious sign of higher stature here with all the gold. Um, so I'm not sure what's up with this ripped scarf, but he has a nice look to him. Once again, just pay attention to the art here. And seriously, I'm impressed. And this guy's over here just like, bruh. Anyways, continue. Whoa, what was that? Look, hang on, wait for it. Ooh, see it right there? I think yep. So that obviously looks like, what is it? The whole Minas gives you the whole Minas Morgul feel, that green glow that came from Minas Morgul, of course, before the siege and the rising of the army out of Minas Morgul. So once again, I have already seen this trailer, so we can expect, and of course by lore, we can expect the rising of the wraiths. So we are soon to see that. Alright, look here again. So it looks like we're in the Morgul Vale here, looking upon the inners of the guts of Mordor, and we can see right here the explosion coming up here. I assume that's coming from, of course, Mount Doom. And once again, just pay attention to this awesome looking armor here. Seriously, amazing. And then once again, here I was talking about the higher stature. See the armor compared to these guys, and then the black guy back there who obviously had the exact same gold plate here. So he seems to be of no higher stature than the last guy back there, or he had some way of having the same sort of stuff here, but I don't know. I don't know who this is. It gives no real sign to it, but then again, let's look at the sword here. We gotta go look at the sword. It's not exactly, yeah, it's a typical one-handed sword. Probably used, it's a little longer than the one-handed sword that a Roman might use. For the Romans who had a shorter sword that would be used with a heavy shield. But which is usually what you see with the whole Honorian feel, but this is a little too long, so we can expect maybe a lighter shield, nothing of uh, you know, weight to it. I like the cinematic effect. Hang on, let's go back to this directing here when it comes to uh, the building up of the trailer. Each time the scene cuts to another scene, you see a pound on the ring. So we got here, and then bang, bang, and again. Plays in very well to Tolkien's whole theme of you know, the rings of power and the evil that comes with greed. So as he's forging this greed, you see things progressively getting worse and worse and worse. I think that plays in really well to Tolkien's whole theme. So let's continue.
In the fires.
Ooh, mommy. Yes, babe. This is hot. Quite literally and figuratively and in all ways possible, Mount Doom. So, Galadriel got talking here, so let's go back so we can listen to her talk.
In the fires of Mount Doom, a ranger and a wraith bound together in death.
Alright, so here we go. We got Talion again. And once again, I want to pay attention to the detail on this trailer. Seriously, the last one looked just glossy and just overmade. But seriously, look at this. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. How every time he goes to strike the hammer, the power of Celebrimbor and his elf magic comes upon Talion. So cool.
Did the one thing.
And then here we go. So we're definitely in Mount Doom. I don't know how he got into the center of Mount Doom and had time to forge a ring of power. What, we just get to slaughter everybody and just like it's no problem. Just okay, I'll take my time in the heart of Mordor and do whatever I want. Quite interesting.
Did the one thing.
It also gives an interesting fact. So we're building a ring of power. Are we gonna be able to use it? And what type of power would that give us? Considering if you all have ever seen the Bright Lord DLC to Shadow of Mordor, that gave you substantial power and different effects. So will we get those effects now regularly? Or will we have to build up to make the ring and the story progression and then have it after that? And we'll get, new things like before we had to wait until we went to the Sea or Nern till we can start possessing people. So maybe we need to wait till we progress through the story and build the ring, of course, so we start doing other things. So this, of course, is the forge where the original ring of the one was built. So let's continue. It's interesting to see actually. I started that and stopped real quick. The original ring of power, unlike Shadow of Mordor said, Celebrimbor did it, and all no. Sauron built the Ring of Power. So this is Italians. Celebrimbor's Ring of Power. So it's interesting to see one to the other. Who will be better? That's kind of cool. Like, good's Ring of Power versus evil's Ring of Power. I don't know. Nerd moments.
One thing that could challenge Sauron. A ring of power.
Last Italian out of
But power can blind those who seek it.
So right here we can see right as the ring was forged and obviously completed, it let out an immense wave, and we get a good look at Celebrimbor here. I mean, of course, Talion's way in the back because he's been blown out of him. But yeah, so that let out a huge sense of power, which I guess was the power that binds them together. So I guess it'd be the power that pulls them apart, right? So yeah, I mean, just look at the detail in this. That's amazing.
And blind those.
He said, where'd you go? So I'm surprised the ring didn't. Why did it happen to fall back this way? Seriously, there's like you were on a peninsula, pretty much surrounded by lava, and of all the places the ring could have gone, it went the right way. So I mean, you guys are lucky. It could have fallen right in. Have fun building another one. We get a good look at the swords. This one I wanted to stop here, but it looks like we have the complete sword. So if you played through all the missions in Shadow of Mordor, you know you built up your sword and it became progressively better. So it looks like what we got here, and I wonder if we'll be able to do that again with our newfound powers. And then we take a look on the obvious, amazing Numenorian work here. Definitely an upgrade from his last armor set. His last armor set was all beaten up now, but we look like we got a whole new little thing going on here. See if we get a better look. Looks like we had some gold plate here and all that. Definitely see some nice shining coming off from his armor. Nice chainmail. Okay, let's get back to it. So here's the ring falling perfectly, of course, in all ways possible from that explosion.
But power can blind those who seek it.
Right here, some sort of dark aura picks him up. Some sort of Death Eater from Harry Potter comes down and picks him up. So I assume this might be an entity of Sauron's power that takes Celebrimbor, but where would it take him? Because if they separate him, Talion automatically dies. That's the curse. So how would, I mean, that doesn't really make sense in the whole way they explained it last time with the last game. But Celebrimbor gets taken here, but I assume is Sauron.
Celebrimbor!
Look at the render on this. Oh my god, absolutely beautiful. Just so much better from the last game.
Celebrimbor!
The great deceiver.
Alright, so let's go back here real quick. So we just cut from this. So Celebrimbor is taken, and of course shows the Great Deceiver, Sauron, which we now assume is the one who took Celebrimbor. But if we see here, look at the shine on his hand down here. And if we can see if we can...
Great deceiver has returned to Middle-earth.
Yeah, so we see he has no ring. Okay, so at first it looks like...
To Middle-earth. Return.
See from right there, almost looks like his hand's shining. That's just the backhand of his gauntlet. So we can see here on his ring fingers, there is no ring. So how would one resurrect Sauron without a ring? Questions.
Great deceiver has returned to Middle-earth.
Has returned to Middle-earth. Alright, so, let's see here. His helmet is quite different. It's not as big looking, it's more smaller and, confined, but his armor, it looks about, I don't know. This doesn't feel as pointy. It feels more, I don't know, ruggedy and woven. And before it looked like just like tall towers of armor. Now it's like defined pieces of badass. So, yeah, not complaining.
Has returned to Middle-earth.
Oh, and that was a beautiful picture there. Looking upon his armies. Now, I mean, we look down here and like, oh, why wouldn't this all be filled? Don't misjudge the size of this. We're really high up, so this is ridiculous here. Especially now, we're still early in the third age, so to have this already is scary. And we see an obvious canal built here for the lava. Very nice.
To rebuild his armies.
Ooh, rebuild his armies. Let's go back and look at that. So, one thing I want to point out here, look at these spears here. Those are definitely the spears that the spear thrower was used in the last game. So I like how the detail, how not only do they have detail for this, they carried stuff from the last game to make everything a little more cohesive. And of course we can see the base of Barad-dûr, which is indestructible, so I don't know why it looks like they're building it. But yeah, they're definitely in the middle of construction for Barad-dûr. No, we haven't gone over the full view of it yet, so let's go ahead and continue. But one thing I want to take a notice at real quick, we have trolls. Finally, I wanted trolls in the last game, and it really made me mad that there were none. And the weird versions of wargs. I would have rather just had regular wargs and, trolls, but, now we have it.
Armies.
So once again, if we look at his hands clearly, there is no ring of power. So where is the actual ring of power? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, once again, look, if we look at his armor, now he has more of a, it gives him more of a human feel. That's a better way to put it. So before he was just a towering, ridiculously huge, crazy looking dark entity of a god, which is technically what he is. But well, the embodiment of it at least. But now we see here we have chainmail and all coming down. It gives him a much more human feel, which I think gives it a little more dangerous feel, because now we feel he's more alive again, not just a spirit anymore. Now he's an actual, living being, which is a lot more intense to me.
To rule all.
Oh yeah, so cool looking. Look at the absolute quality taken in with this, and look at this. This almost looks like an exact captain we took out of the last game. I mean, seriously. This looks like some guy who Ugnat Ushu or something who shot me in the back a million times in Shadow of Mordor, you bastard. Okay, and we're back to Italian.
The corruption will be contained no longer.
Right there. Okay, so I don't know. That's just the face I took with that. So we can see right there, the ring clearly jumped into his hand. So he forged his ring, or he mended the ring. It's completely 100% under his control. All right, so that's something important. Ooh, daddy. That's my dad. Long time no see. It's been like 18 years, bro. Where you been? This is amazing looking. Oh my god. If we can control one of these guys, jump up and throw my little hand on him and control him, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I win. I win. This is an obviously OP. I mean, one more time. We can see right here, orcs flying off. It's like bits and pieces of. Would you not? Bits and pieces of one thing I want to summon. See that? See, they're beating their fist here. They're throwing their fist. their fists up. So I've seen some speculation where people are saying that, oh, we might be able to summon these or whatever. That does not seem to be the case at all. It seems to be he's going to be a boss or something. And if, I don't know, I feel like these aren't going to spawn much. It's going to be a single boss that we have to fight or something like that. Sadly, but I think that's what it is. Because, I mean, he's armored and all. He looks like a specific person. A specific, obviously not Durin's Bane, but he looks like a specific Balrog. And again, we see the spikes here from the last games. And they're all pumping and going down there. This is obviously not ours. And I think it's going to be more geared towards a boss. But definitely see some orcs flying off in the back on the magma coming out. Yeah. Just enough said. Oh, look at the attention to that. Look at this. The mouth guard right here on his mask. Look here. Hang on, we go back. See, it's regular, but when he opens up, see it obviously start to turn red from the metal. That's just awesome attention to detail from the creators. I mean, seriously. We see the iron start to turn red, getting and reforming. See that? Oh my god.
The war for Mordor begins.
Thanks, Medusa. Okay, this is something I want to point out. So, it's obvious we can tell from right now, what these are supposed to be. These are obviously supposed to be the Ringwraths. The 9 men who were given the rings, corrupted, turned into the Ringwraths. So it looks like this will obviously be the Witch King here flying on his fell beast, and these here are like Death Eaters from Harry Potter. Somehow they have some magical flying power, which makes no sense to me. I don't quite like the addition of it. I'm not saying it's not cool. It's amazing, but yeah, we got Death Eaters in the game now. So merging a little bit of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. So these green things are where they're flying. So we see 1, this is 5, 6. 6 of them, not 9. So where are the other 3? They're flanking around. Anyways. Look at the attention to detail. Oh my gosh. Truly amazing. So we got the fell beast here. We got, what is on the background right there? Oh, that's his tail. That's his tail going back. And I mean, just look at the absolute attention to detail. Wow, just amazing. There's no other words for it. Once again, the helmet, the helm, the crown changed again, like Sauron's. Armor added, quite a bit of armor added, but still got the classic black robe look. That is beautiful. Let's see if we can get it just perfect. Yep, that's beautiful. So look here. What we got here? What is this? Fighting? Looks like these two are fighting here almost. See that? Looks like they're throwing each other into each other like they're swinging swords. But obviously we see his sword sheath. Oh no, nope, they're definitely fighting. That doesn't make any sense. So what, he run at him without his sword drawn? Because that's his, oh, that's a dagger. Is it a dagger or is it a sword? Okay, it's a dagger. Never mind, we're good. I totally thought that was a sword for a second. And meanwhile, so it looks like this Gondorian, or whatever, soldier was about to save this captain here. And he goes from bad to shit. Meanwhile, we got this guy being decapitated in the background. Decapitated in the background by some guy. Ooh, dad. Yeah. So once again here, I want to pay attention. Look at this. Looks like a Colosseum almost. Very Roman feel. I mean, they're going the extra mile, I feel like, in this trailer to show off the Roman feel. But definitely a good swirl down from that. What is that right there? Look at this right here. What are these? See these? They're like specific. Look at that. Hang on. I want to pay attention to that real quick. What is that? What are those? Okay, those are projectiles. So this is definitely a siege. This is a siege of Minas Ithil. So maybe we'll be able to play the siege of Minas Ithil and either defend it, or maybe this is some sort of like side mission, DLC, I don't know, but this looks amazing. Once again, we got these Death Eaters coming through, and if we can get a better look, we'll see like this is the mask, it looks like the face of the Nazgul with the green flying all. So we can definitely see this is the entrance to Minas Ithil, Minas Morgul, obviously. Um, Burning, they've obviously broke through the front gate, and then these Death Eaters flying through. What these guys? These guys are standing here, so they've. All right, these are definitely. See, they have their arrows drawn, shooting. So these are still. So this must be an immediate break of it with the Nazguls coming in. So since they're still here, this must be an immediate break. And cut some Miss Mortal. So this is what I'm confused about when I was confused about when I first watched the trailer. We cut from the siege of Minas Ithil straight to the construction or the built form of Minas Morgul. I don't see the resemblance here. I did watch somebody else's review, and his review, he brought up a good point. It might be a flashback mission, which hopefully not, but it may very well be so. Oh yeah, oh yeah, got the archer. Swoop down. Taken. So it looks like now that he has the Ring of Power on, he's all suddenly not dying anymore. Screw Celebrimbor, what do you need him for anymore? So that's one thing I might want to bring into this. You see Celebrimbor is taken. So maybe we lose Celebrimbor's Wraith powers, but we gain Ring powers. So there may play some, there may be some paradoxes here in what's happening with the story. So we lose one, we gain one. We get greedy and we forge a Ring of Power, but you lose a little bit. So it depends on. It all plays into the theme. So it's doing really well so far. Now, once again, pay attention to this. Look at the armor, the sword. His cape isn't torn up anymore. Of course, if you bought the, what was it, the Dark Ranger cloak or the Captain of the Guard cloak, whatever. So definitely pay attention to his armor here. So we definitely got some amazing looking classic Arnorian armor with the gold trim around here. Really just amazing. And he's like, yeah, dude. Wraith. So he definitely calls for Celebrimbor. So he no longer has the power of the Wraith, which I think is very important to understand here. And once again, we are back to the Siege of Minas Ithil. This looks like an inner wall here where we got tons of ranks of Gondorian archers is raining down. We got this missile come in and break down this tower here. We got these guys sliding, just absolutely awesome. An absolute onslaught. Look, we got here and here coming, just pouring in. Looks like here on the steps we have some men moving into the Fend. We can't really see too much. Oh, we have a man moving there. So they are moving troops up. So it definitely is not just a sit and shoot. It's definitely a fight out. Yeah, definitely see them pouring down now into. We may very well defend Minas Ithil in the new Shadow of War game. Once again, the attention to detail. Look at the back. Look at the scales on this fell beast. Absolutely amazing. All right, done with that. Whatever. Time to leave again. And the of course, the royal Numenorian crest. Ooh, look at them pikemans right there. Hang on, come on, get it right there. All right, there we go. So we got this spear here. We got some men falling down. We get some different looks at some pikemans. We got the sword, dagger, pike. So it's standard. They all seem to be standard troops. Nothing really varying in their armor sets. And then we got the Death Eaters coming down with their obvious bone masks. So this is a very interesting take on the Nazgul, considering there's no need for this here because they're wraiths. Of course, the Witch King had a crown because he's a king, but very interesting why they have covered up their face here. Maybe just to make themselves look more intimidating. Now we can see that even the typical Nazgul has some armor to him now and some more depth to him. So I'm not complaining. It's a pretty cool. It doesn't doesn't interfere with any sort of specific lore or understanding of what we already know about the Nazgul. So it's fine. It looks amazing. Look at him. He looks so preppy there. Like, he has not been fighting. So one thing I really hope, because the way he looks, he doesn't look rugged like he's been living through Mordor day in, day out, just straight killing people. He looks like he's been put up. So hopefully we'll get some settlement of men we can do. So once again, playing into the whole Minas Ithil ideology of what may happen with the gameplay. So hopefully we get some, settlement of men we may be able to control or, go through. And that's why he's a little more made up here. He doesn't look as rugged like he's been living in the wilderness or the barren wastelands of Mordor. And of course, Barad-dûr being built, rebuilt again. Once again, some of these construction towers are the base, which is obviously not correct because the base couldn't be destroyed. But definitely building this up, it has quite a bit more to go. So not quite there, not quite caught up. But you see the obvious lights of all the armies expanding out here. Before we saw them just here at the base. Now we're all the way out here. So they're growing quick. That's the idea they're trying to build here.
I'm coming for you.
Here, wait, so it says Wrath. Hang on, for you.
I'm coming for you.
Takes a good look at the ring, and then he says, "I'm coming for you." So this either mean two things. So first he calls Wraith, so he's obviously calling out to Celebrimbor. Maybe since we see the Death Eater hole black smoke, that black smoke that took Celebrimbor could have well been a Wraith. So maybe he was either calling out the Celebrimbor or the actual Ring Wraith that may have taken Celebrimbor. Either way, he cuts to here where he's saying, "I'm coming for you." That could either mean we're going for the Wraith, we're going for Sauron. Of course, he looks at the ring. Sauron going for Sauron, or he looks at the ring, reminds him Celebrimbor. We're going for Celebrimbor to save him, or we're going straight for the Wraith that he called before it. We mix it all into one coherent sentence. Wraith, I'm coming for you. That could either mean Celebrimbor, most likely Witch King, which would be amazing, or he could be just referring to cut it up. Wraith, he's going for Celebrimbor, and then he cuts to I'm coming for you. He looks at Barad-dûr, he's going for Sauron. Either way, it looks like we're going for all the above, which will be absolutely incredible. And once again, looks like me right now. I haven't shaved in a while. Seriously, the attention to detail on this. Look at the eyelashes here and everything. Just, I mean, we can see the pores on this man's skin. He looks absolutely incredible. Look at this. So when he fell, he tumbled and he fell onto it, the right side of his face. We can see the dirt here on the right side, and there's little to no dirt on this side. This is what I'm talking about attention to detail. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's it. That's the Miller Shadow of War review of the trailer. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope I could go far enough into it. I'm sure there's some better reviews than mine on there. This is my first look at it. I've never done a review before, but I really want. I mean, this looks amazing. I had to do one. I had to talk about it. I had to at least try. So definitely check it out. The post to the original trailer will be in the description. We are supposed to get some gameplay in a few days, which is weird. They usually send out an announcement trailer. I mean, usually like a month or several weeks later we get gameplay. But apparently we're supposed to be getting gameplay very, very soon. So very cool. Oh, that's where, yeah. That's how I knew it was coming. It wasn't because I'm cool, it's because it says it right after the fucking... Okay. So, we got a Standard Edition, Silver Edition, Gold Edition. Standard Edition gives you the standard game. Silver Edition gives you what? Gold Edition gives you, obviously, would probably be everything. Forge your army, 4 legendary orc captains, epic sword and of Dominion. Pre-order now. Look here. So we always have the typical orc, you know, rugged looking. But look here, we got this blue tint to them. So this may be our troops here. So now we have a ring of power that orcs start to listen to us. So maybe that's how we don't possess them. They start to follow us because we have a ring of power. And so our thing is like a blue tinted instead of a red and black feel. And look at this warrior. So we have a warg, we have trolls here, and then we have like this guy's wearing like a warg skin, a sort of orc, warg rider. Then we have this definitely like this evil looking dark Numenorian guy here who's holding a sword, like a broadsword. So definitely a two-handed sword, obviously. So I mean, looks amazing. So maybe I don't know. Okay, one theory on this. This could be a dead soldier of Minas Ithil that we like revive out of the ground. How cool would that be? We fight with an army of the dead. just a quick thing. Probably won't happen. My thing. I'm freaking out. Just nerding out right now. Anyways, so thank you all for tuning in for my Middle-earth Shadow of War announcement trailer review. Hope you all liked it, and I'll catch you in one of my other videos.